Welcome to Stay Connected. For today and for the next week or so, we want to look at some of the Bible characters and how they responded to crises in the land that was around them. So we're looking at drought, pestilence, kind of very similar circumstances to what we're facing today. This teaching was actually done by Bill Johnson, one of the heroes in the faith, and so I thought it was so important what he shared, and I wanted to just repeat that and share it with you. For our first character for today, we're going to look at Isaac, and we're looking at Genesis 26. This chapter gets opened where it actually says there was drought in the land. So there was a lot of crisis happening, financial difficulty, people were going without food because there was no water for the crops. If we move over to verse 12 and 13, the account in Genesis reads as follows. Isaac planted crops in the land, and the same year reaped 100-fold, because the Lord blessed him. The man became rich, and his wealth continued to grow until he became very wealthy. This is a very strange response from Isaac's side. I mean, the land is in drought, there's no water. To plant now for a harvest would be quite a silly decision. But yet this is something that he did in this time, despite what was going on around him, so that he could invest in his future. You see, in the Bible, sowing in the church, sowing often refers to giving of your time or your finances. But in this specific space in the Bible, we can actually see that Isaac made a business decision. This wasn't just about sowing or giving generously, but he actually made the business decision to plant even though it didn't seem to make sense. And then God rewarded him with 100-fold harvest. That means that he reaped 100 times more than he would have under normal circumstances. So when we find ourselves in a situation today, in lockdown, maybe you've got some extra time on your hands, maybe you don't, but I want to challenge you. Is there something you can do now to invest in your future? Maybe there's a book you can read, maybe it just means updating your CV or doing some research or finding out about that business that you really wanted to start. It's not pressure to add something more to your day, but really to say, what can I invest in now that I can reap in the next season and in the time after lockdown? And we can see that God supernaturally comes through. It says the Lord blessed Isaac. And so I really believe that if we choose wisely, not make foolish decisions, but choose wisely in the things that we invest in this season, God will bless that. And we can also see a harvest 100-fold more than what we would have seen. Thank you.